We are live from the Spiro Clinic for Amanda from Montana. That sounded goofy. This rhymes. For your graduation.
Yes.
Amanda, we were just talking. You first contacted us 4 years ago.
Yes.
So you did a lot of thinking about this.
Yeah, and I was trying to make the time to come down, and I waited for it to get worse, and finally made it down. So,
What did you come in with?
CRPS. I've had it. This September would have been 7 years. In my left foot and leg.
And you said would have been 7 years.
Yes, I've been at a 0 in my leg for over 2 months, and yesterday, for the first time, I hit a 0 in my foot, and it's holding today.
So that's the one anniversary you didn't want to make.
No, definitely not.
And you're not going to hit that 7-year mark.
No, definitely not.
Now you're going to start celebrating your remission ceremony.
Yep, which is also my wedding anniversary today with my husband.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the floor on this monumentous day.
Okay, September 15th, 2015, I broke my foot and my life changed forever. I was only 20 years old and I immediately felt a burning pain in the middle of my foot. I'd never broken a bone before, so I thought this horrible burning pain was normal. It took me 6 months to get diagnosed with CRPS after having doctors not believe me or having them write it off as arthritis. Thank you to Dr. O'Reilly for giving me the diagnosis that most CRPS patients wait years for. The next 7 years I tried countless medications, nerve blocks, ketamine infusions, physical therapy, even Botox injections. The list is endless, and most of those treatments are probably the reason my CRPS ended up spreading throughout my entire leg. Having it spread to my leg was so defeating, and the pain never stopped getting worse. I hid how unbearable this pain was from so many people back home, and most of them had no idea I even had CRPS or how bad I was struggling. I mastered hiding behind my pain in public, or so I thought, until I met all of the other patients here who could see it in my eyes. Every time I would go out to do anything, I would be holed up in my bed for days afterwards. Just watching the world go on without me and watching my life pass me by. I missed out on so many moments with my family, friends, and husband. It's heartbreaking to look back on. CRPS stole that from me. Over the last year, and when I got to the clinic, I was in a state of exhaustion. I would actually tell my husband every day that I was tired, and what I meant by that was I was tired of living in constant pain, and I was tired of fighting. I was ready to give in and let CRPS take everything from me. There were many times that I told my mom and my husband that I didn't want to live anymore. Imagine your child or your spouse telling you that they don't want to be here anymore. That's what CRPS does. They call it the suicide disease for a reason. This pain is constant and it is relentless. I felt like I was burning alive every single second of the day, and like my own body had betrayed me, and there was no way out. My CRPS got so bad that I had 2 grand mal seizures in 2018. I don't know if I would still be here if it wasn't for my dog Chip. I was standing up in the bathroom, thrashing my head into the wall during the seizure, and I would have fallen and hit my head afterwards if it wasn't for him. Chip ran back and forth between me and my husband barking until he got my husband out of bed to help me and get me to the hospital. I think that's the moment my husband realized how sick I really was. That night was the first time I saw fear in my husband's eyes, and I'll never forget how scared he was. I found the Spiro Clinic 4 years ago, and I knew in my heart that I needed to get here, but I wasn't able to at the time, and I wanted to exhaust my options at home first. I can't even tell you how many graduations I've watched over the last 4 years. Every graduation, I watched from my bed in extreme pain, crying, wishing that it was me ringing that bell. For those of you at home wishing this was you, this can be you. Do whatever it takes to get here because it is possible to get your life back. Don't wait until it gets worse like mine did. 2021 was one of the hardest years for me. It was getting harder for me to walk, stand, or really do anything anymore. No matter how hard I fought, this disease was eating me alive. My body was literally wasting away to the point that people started to notice and ask my husband if I was sick. I truly believe that I made it to the clinic right before this disease would have completely taken me down. The Spiro Clinic saves lives. It saved mine. Today I'm standing here pain-free. I've had 0 nerve pain in my leg for months, and yesterday I had a 0 in my foot for the first time. This morning was the first time I've woken up without burning pain in my foot. I haven't had a massive flare-up in months. My brain fog has lifted. I'm completely off of all medications. The weather changing doesn't bother me anymore. I look and feel healthier than I have in my entire life. I don't have any pain in my leg or my foot. My time here has not been easy, but it was worth every second of pain and heartache that I felt over the last 5 months. For the first time in 7 years, I can say that I am truly excited about my future, and I'm happy. My fight is not over, but I'm willing to put in the work. Living without pain is possible, and I know I can do this, and I know I can do anything after going through this. My first thank you is to my mom and dad. I wouldn't be standing up here without the 2 of you. You guys have given me a second chance at life. You never doubted my pain, never let me give up. You were always there to check in on me. You were always there for me, even if I didn't deserve it. Dad, thank you for taking me to doctor appointments, holding my hand when I was scared, telling me how strong I was, and always reminding me that egg news don't quit. Mom, thank you for the hundreds of times you sat on the phone with me while I screamed and cried. I can't imagine how hard it was on you, but you were the only person that could come close to understanding the pain. You are the most compassionate and understanding person I know, and I appreciate you more than you will ever know. Thank you both for trusting that I knew Spiro was right for me and believing that I could get to this point. Thank you both for your unconditional love and always helping me when I need it. I can't wait to see you guys. I love you so much. And now I would like to thank my husband. You have stuck by me throughout some of the darkest times in my life. When we first met, I was truly free, happy, healthy, driven, and ready to take on the world with you. Then a few months later, CRPS happened and tried to rip that all away from us. You could have easily walked away after those first couple months, but instead you got down on one knee and you gave me the best life possible. You've always had my back and you've held my hand through it all. You held me while I cried and screamed in bed. You listened to me groan in pain every single morning and say, baby, it hurt, for almost 7 years. You never let me give up, not even for a second. You even forced me to get a dog because you knew how much a dog would help with this. My dog Crew has saved my life every single day. How could I possibly give up on myself when she's constantly shoving her face into mine? Everything you've done for me does not go unnoticed. Even if I act like I can do everything myself, I need you and I can't live without you. Thank you for always believing in me and making me feel like I'm the strongest woman in the world. You're my best friend. I'm so excited to start this new chapter in our lives. If we can take on CRPS, we can literally take on anything. Happy 4th wedding anniversary. In sickness and in health, I love you. I also wanted to say thank you to all of my friends and family back home for all of the love and support you've shown me, especially for all the cards and letters you guys sent down with me. Getting to read those words of encouragement on my hardest days helped give me the push I needed to keep going. Brienne, when you first reached out to me on Facebook and told me you'd be starting the program a few weeks after me, I started crying. Finding out that I would have a Montana friend down here was a huge comfort to me, and it changed my entire experience. You've become one of my best friends, and that's the best thing to come out of this. I know we'll always share a bond that no one else back home can understand, and I'm so happy that I have someone to share that with. Thank you for always being there for me, and I know in a few weeks you'll be standing up here too. I love you. Dr. K, none of this would even be possible without you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for dedicating your life's work to helping CRPS patients when no one else would. Without you, I would have lost hope years ago, and countless others would have too. I can't wait to see what else you'll accomplish, and I know you can do the impossible. You have the most amazing staff who have become a second family to me. It would take me all day to thank each one of them, so thank you to the entire Spiro team. I love you guys. You all played a part in me getting better, whether you realize it or not. My first day in NMR, I realized why God wasn't ready for me to come to the Spirit Clinic 4 years ago. And that's because Kelsey didn't work here yet.
Kelsey, come on up.
Kelsey, I remember going home after my first day and telling Dylan, you were my favorite, and then it clicked with you right away. Everyone that knows me back home knows that doesn't happen very often, if at all. So it meant everything to me knowing that I had been paired with the right therapist, and I never had to question that. I don't know if I have the words to thank you for all you've done for me. How do you thank someone that teaches you to walk for the second time? Thank you for having patience with me and always being so understanding of how I felt each day. Thank you for always pushing me past my limits and believing in me. You've taught me so much these last 5 months, and I will never forget it. You are a beautiful person inside and out, and your drive to help people is so admirable. You made every single session fun, and you always made me laugh even if I felt terrible. You've been my rock down here, and I've shared things about my CRPS and my life in general that I've never shared with anyone. Thank you for always being there for me, fighting for me, and getting me to this point. Most importantly, thank you for being a friend to me. We did it. I'm standing up here pain-free, and I couldn't have done this without you. Thank you. I love you.
I don't really have a lot to say. Besides, just thank you for coming in every day, working hard too. It took a long battle, and the way it came in for you started at your foot and it worked its way up, and it kind of went out the same way. It just kind of worked its way back down. And we waited every single day to see if you'd get that like weird feeling, it's happening, it's happening. And then finally, she sent me a message this morning and was like, it's gone. And I was just like, what? Yay. So, it's been a journey. It's been great, and I love you much.
Kelsey, I'm just standing on this side and I can see tears just dripping, and I want to say that's what makes our team special. That patients don't make us cry, and they make us worry, and they make us not sleep at night, and that's the level of our passion for you guys. We get connected to you guys, and I think that's hard to find today in any medical team. So Amanda, that was amazing. Are you ready to do this?
Yes.